Your colon processes everything you've ever eaten. It filters waste, absorbs water and nutrients, and houses more than 70% of your immune system. When it's working well, you barely notice it. When it's not, bloating, constipation, skin problems, brain fog, low energy show up everywhere. Research shows the state of your colon has a direct impact on your overall health. And the approach that actually works isn't what most people think. A 2018 paper published in Cell Host and Microbe found that the single most powerful determinant of colon health is dietary fiber, not detox teas, not cleansers, not supplements. Researchers Mackey and colleagues concluded, dietary fiber is the primary substrate for the bacteria that protect the colonic lining. Without it, the microbial community that maintains gut barrier integrity is progressively degraded. Most Americans eat less than half the minimum fiber needed to support this function. Colon health research spans gastroenterology, microbiology, and immunology. The scientific understanding of what actually supports and heals the colon has advanced dramatically over the past decade, largely driven by microbiome science. In this video, we are going to see what the colon actually needs to function well, what common habits impair it, and what the evidence-based protocol for colon health actually looks like, without false promises or pseudoscientific cleanses. There's a booming industry built on the idea that your colon accumulates toxic waste that must be flushed out with herbal formulas or enemas. This narrative sells supplements and cleanse kits by the billions. But research doesn't support it. The colon is a self-cleaning organ. It maintains its own mucosal lining, moves waste through regular peristalsis, and houses bacteria that actively protect the lining. The most significant threat to colon health in the modern diet isn't toxins, it's fiber deficiency. The average American consumes around 10 to 15 grams of fiber per day. Research recommendations are 25 grams for women and 38 grams for men. Without adequate fiber, the bacteria lining the colon wall literally start consuming the mucosal layer instead. Studies in animal models and human correlational research show this mucosal thinning is a precursor to inflammation, permeability, and colorectal disease. 3 habits consistently associated with impaired colon function in the research. Low dietary fiber, specifically from whole plant foods, not supplements. Low water intake. The colon requires water to form proper stool consistency and maintain peristaltic movement. And sedentary behavior. Physical activity directly stimulates colon motility. Studies show sedentary individuals have transit times up to twice as long as active individuals, meaning waste sits in the colon far longer, increasing exposure time for potentially harmful compounds. A landmark study by KOH and colleagues published in Cell in 2016 traced the full metabolic pathway from dietary fiber to colon protection. When fiber-fermenting bacteria in the colon break down fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, primarily butyrate, propionate, and acetate. Butyrate is the primary energy source for colonocytes, the cells lining the colon wall. Without butyrate, colonocytes die faster, the mucosal layer thins, and the colon becomes permeable. The entire protection mechanism runs on fiber. Research on bowel transit time, how long food takes to move through the entire digestive system, shows a direct relationship with colorectal cancer risk. Studies have found that transit times under 24 hours are associated with the lowest colorectal disease risk. Transit times over 72 hours correlate with significantly elevated markers of mucosal inflammation. And transit time is primarily determined by 2 variables, fiber intake and physical activity level, both of which are modifiable. A microbiome study by Baxter and colleagues published in MBio in 2019 compared the colon bacterial communities of people eating different dietary patterns. The results were striking. Participants eating a whole food, high-fiber diet had 40% greater bacterial diversity in the colon. Higher diversity correlated directly with thicker mucosal lining, lower inflammation markers, and more efficient toxin clearance. Low-diversity microbiomes, typical of low-fiber, processed food diets, showed the opposite pattern across all 3 measures. Beyond fiber, research identifies 4 additional evidence-based supports for colon health. Fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, introduce live bacteria that support the colon microbiome. Resistant starch, found in cooked and cooled rice, green bananas, and legumes, specifically ferments in the colon to produce butyrate. Adequate hydration. Water is essential for stool consistency and prevents constipation that stresses the colon wall. The evidence-based colon health protocol works in 3 phases. Phase 1 is dietary foundation. Increase fiber intake by 5 grams per week until reaching the target. Increasing too fast causes gas and bloating, which is why gradual increase works better. Phase 2 adds microbial support. Introduce 1 fermented food daily and 1 resistant starch serving daily. Phase 3 adds hydration and movement. Establish a hydration routine and add 20 to 30 minutes of daily physical activity to stimulate motility. The timeline for colon health restoration follows a predictable pattern in the research literature. Within 1 to 2 weeks of significant fiber increase, stool consistency improves and transit time shortens. By 4 to 6 weeks, microbiome diversity begins measurably increasing. By 8 to 12 weeks, inflammatory markers in the colon, measured through stool calprotectin levels in clinical studies, drop significantly in most previously low-fiber individuals. The system responds faster than most people expect. Start this week. Add 1 cup of cooked legumes, lentils, black beans, chickpeas to your daily diet. 1 cup provides 12 to 15 grams of fiber plus resistant starch. Add a serving of Greek yogurt or kefir daily for probiotic support. Drink a full glass of water first thing in the morning to stimulate the gastrocolic reflex, the natural signal that triggers colon motility after waking. If you experience bloating when increasing fiber, then you're increasing too fast. Pull back by 5 grams and hold that level for 2 weeks before adding more. If constipation persists despite adequate fiber, then prioritize water intake before any other intervention. Fiber requires water to work and can worsen constipation when you're dehydrated. If you've tried everything and still have irregular, painful bowel movements, then speak to a gastroenterologist. SIBO, IBS, or food sensitivities may be present. Here's what the research establishes clearly. Your colon is a self-maintaining organ. It just needs the right inputs to do its job. The real colon cleanse is dietary fiber, fermented foods, adequate water, and daily movement. These aren't marketing claims. They're the inputs your colon's bacterial ecosystem runs on. Give it those consistently, and the colon maintains its own health. Withhold them, and it quietly breaks down. The choice, as always, is yours. Your colon is one of the most important and most neglected organs in your body. MedBrief Today exists to give you the science to actually take care of it, and every other system in your body. Keep coming back for more. If today's video helped clarify something, share it with someone who needs it. Most people never see research summarize this clearly. That's exactly what this channel is here to do.